This interview with Emily Mann, Artistic Director of McCarter Theater and playwright and director of McCarter's production A Seagull in the Hamptons, is sponsored by HG Media, producers of marketing communications that inform, entertain, engage, and inspire.
Hi, I'm Todd Reichert here in the Berlin Theater with Emily Mann, the adapter and director of the upcoming production A Seagull in the Hamptons. Thank you for taking time out of what right now is a rather pressed time for you.
Yes, well, it's a pleasure to see you.
Well, thanks so much. We're calling this an adaptation. And so what is the relationship of A Seagull in the Hamptons to Chekhov's The Seagull?
It's a great question. This is a free adaptation.
Okay.
In that it's more like a new play. That is, I used The Seagull as the basic structure. The characters are all the same, but I set it instead of a lake out in the country outside of Moscow in the turn of the 19th century. I have set it in 2008, or in the present time in America, in the Hamptons.
These people drive me crazy. Why do I come out here? Why do I bother even trying to have a nice time? Every year it's the same thing. I arrive, and before the end of the first day, the very first day, I wish I'd never come. And for some incomprehensible reason, I have decided to retire out here. Do you believe it? What could have possessed me to do that?
I thought to myself, well, being so close, this is my fourth play of Chekhov's. The first one was adapted by Lanford Wilson, Three Sisters, which is in my second season here. But now, this is the third I've adapted, the fourth I've directed. I feel very close to him as a writer, as a theater person, and as a director. And so I thought, if he were alive in America today, what would be this play? Because I think it is a play that absolutely doesn't date. And so I've tried, basically, I feel like I'm channeling him.
I'm afraid I'm going to do something so completely nuts and something that will so completely wreck my life, and I don't know if I can really stand it anymore, so...
Just tell me what's wrong, Millie.
Nobody knows how much I've died inside every day. I'm so in love with Alex.
Dear God.
You're finding the people that you found to inhabit this adaptation. Where, I mean, if you can dare say, where in your life are they from? Are they from the East End of Long Island, or are they from the theater world? Or?
Oh, they're from the theater world, and they're from the literary world, and they're the children I know, and they are the children of my friends, and I also, I'm a theater person. How could I not know these people?
My mother is pathetic and old, and she won't admit it. She can't stand it. Her glory days are over, so even though she hasn't even seen my play yet, she's already decided she hates it.
Stop it.
Why? You know I'm right. You can't mention another actress's name in her presence without her going crazy. You can't talk about anyone in the theater but her. Mention Meryl Streep, she has a stroke. She has to be the complete center of attention, and as soon as she isn't, she wants to leave or change the subject back to her.
In Chekhov's writing of the major plays, this is the first of those, and now it's the last for you
so
to encounter.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why now for you?
I have thought about this play for 35 years, and maybe longer, 40. I first entered the play through Nina and Treplov, the kids, and I felt I understood them very well, and even in high school I think I did do a speech of Nina's, and I wanted very much to understand I understood the play through the kids. And I knew that there were all these other characters, and until I understood them, I really couldn't do the play.
Alex, I hope I'm all right. Your play is so hard to act. It's hard to play someone who isn't alive.
I know, but you are wonderful. And living people on stage? Well, that's over.
You're right.
not forget about the stink bug.
So having been a single mother in the theater with a son, I began to understand more and more who the Arkadna character was.
And all these constant veiled or not so veiled critiques of me, he would try the patience of a saint. He's a spoiled, conceited little brat.
He was only trying to please you.
Oh, really? Then why didn't he write a real play with characters and scenes that are even vaguely entertaining?
We all write what we can and what we think we have to say.
Well, what he has to say is that he's creating a whole new genre of theater because everything I do is crap.
I have spent a lot of time around writers. I know who that Trigorin is. I've spent a lot of time with lawyers. I know who that Soren is. My heart goes out to each and every character. I know each and every one of them, and it was then that the light bulb went off. I said, oh yes, now I get it, now I can do it.
I always wanted to be a writer, you know. And I guess I'm not. There's a great New York cartoon. I wonder if you've seen it. Two people are at a party, and this middle-aged guy is holding a drink, and he's talking to this beautiful woman, and he says, well, I'm a writer. Of course, I haven't actually written anything yet. God, absolutely cracks me up.
It's actually, I think it might be, even though it's his first, it might be his greatest play. It's absolutely simple. It absolutely transcends location, time, and, well, location is place, time and place. The characters in this play live now, and they will live if the planet lives 100 years from now. It is an astounding play. It's extremely funny and heartbreaking. And it's a perfect braid.
A girl, like you, lives her whole life on the beach. She loves the ocean, like a seagull. She's happy and free, and then one day a man comes along, and for no particular reason, maybe just because he has nothing better to do, he destroys her, like the seagull.
Ella, where are you?
Come in! What is it?
We're staying.
This interview with Emily Mann, Artistic Director of McCarter Theater and playwright and director of McCarter's production A Seagull in the Hamptons, is sponsored by HG Media, producers of marketing communications that inform, entertain, engage, and inspire.